Hola YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. Welcome to the Book of Grinds. In this Book of Grinds, I'm going to try to teach you all the aggressive inline skating grinds and the logic behind them. Obviously, I'm not gonna teach you how to do the tricks, but I'm gonna teach you all the names. Also, if you wanna know how to do most of those tricks, you can also subscribe to this channel because I do a lot of tutorials. Now, what you should know is that the Book of Grinds is sponsored by EdenSkate.com. So if you're looking for aggressive inline skates or any type of gear for your aggressive inline skate sessions, well, you should go to www.edenskate.com and everything is there. Also, you can use code Lino at everything that you buy at edenskate.com and you will get some special deal. That's all I can tell you. Now, enjoy the book.
It has the power.
Hopefully after this you will know every single grind name, or if you have a friend that doesn't know the name of any trick, show them this video. This is what he needs. Grab a drink, sit down and enjoy it. So let's start. On this side you got something which is a little bit too complex, but I'm gonna try to explain you a little bit about it. Before I start talking about the grinds, let me show you the skate and you will see why I'm saying that. So for the grinds that we're going to be talking about, you usually need to use an aggressive skate. And an aggressive skate has a few different grinding surfaces. The main two are usually this one, which is the outside part of the sole, which we usually call as sole plate, and this one, which is the grind block or the grinding channel, if you want to call it. When you do grinds with this part, with the sole, you call them sole tricks, and as sole tricks we have quite a few different ones. You have the sole grind, you have the acid, you have the X, you can see it in this video.
Não, 2 metros. Deixa uma
To do these grinds, one of your feet need to be grinding in this position, the sole here, right here, the sole plate of your skate. Now, there are other tricks that you can do that you are going to use the grinding block, which is between the second and third wheel. Some skates don't even have wheels in the middle, other skates have all the wheels the same size, which is a flat setup. When you grind on these, you can do other grinds such as the front side, the Unity, the Savannah, which some people call alley-oop Unity, but I'm not going to discuss this here. You can call it alley-oop Unity if you prefer. I will call it Savannah. And other tricks that you can see in the clips right here. Now, if you look at this skate, you also see that on the inside part right here, you also have some space to grind. So if these ones are the sole tricks, these ones, let's call it the negative. So it's the negative sole tricks. And all the same tricks that you can do with this side, you will also be able to do with this side. So you have tricks such as a negative acid, negative Maku, and so on. Now that you know about the slides, which is the ones that you do with the grinding blocks, and the sole tricks, now you understand what we have here. Here on this side we have the sole tricks, and right here we have the slides. Under the sole tricks, you can do the regular soles or the regular negative grinds, but you can also do the same trick as a top side. Imagine that you have the rail on this side, so if you jump to this side and if you lock it like this, then there will be a top side, as you can see in this video.
Depois ganhasse uns
These tricks can be done on rails, these tricks can be done on ledges, and another variation of these would be the far sides, which is basically instead of locking like you can see in this position which is a top side, sometimes you just jump to the other side of the obstacle and you grind completely flat, or you can come from the top of the obstacle and grind the outside of it. That would be a far side trick. And again, all the same tricks that you can do as sole, you can do it as a far side. Again, far side sole, far side acid, far side macchio, far side mizu, and so on. And that's exactly what we got here. You got the regular and top sides. I think we can even add some far sides here. Let's add the far sides. Whoop. Far sides are here now too. And we already spoke about them. The main reason for me to have this here is so that I don't forget any of these tricks for you. Then, should we keep here? Yeah, let's keep on the sole tricks. Also on the sole tricks, if you look at these, the whole sole is long. But if you want, you can grind just on the tippy toe of your sole space, or you can grind on the heel. So imagine if you're doing a grind, instead of the skate going completely flat, if it goes just on the toe part of your sole space, that would be a tough. Always remember, toe, tough. If you grind on the heel, then it's going to be called a rough. So you can do tricks such as a rough mizu or a tough sole or a tough acid, as you can see in these clips right here. Now you know the regular, the rough, and the tough. Now imagine this. You go forward to the obstacle. You have a sole space, but you're not always grinding forward. Sometimes you might be rolling forward to the obstacle, but then you spin and then you grind going backwards. How are we gonna call those? Well, there's two different names because there's two different variants of this trick. If you spin 180, always facing forward to the obstacle, that would be an alley-oop. If you spin 180, turning your back to the obstacle, that will be a true spin, as you can see on these clips. We know two more. We know the alley-oops and we know the true spins. Now we just learned about grinding backwards. But you can also grind backwards without approaching the rail going forward. You can also go backwards and then grind backwards, right? Without any spin. And because there's no spin involved, then we're gonna call them zero spin. Now, there is no zero spin, true spin. There is zero spin, or there's true spin, or there's alley-oop. There's two things that don't mix. Usually the other ones you can actually mix it. You can mix a topside rough alley-oop sole, something like that. This is quite a hard trick, but there used to be someone that used to do it, Josh Latona. This is some of the tricks that are unique for the sole tricks. Now let's go to the slides. Remember, the slides are the tricks that you grind with the H block, okay? Remember the front side, the unity, the royale, the back slide. There's a couple of tricks too. Now, just like on the sole tricks, you have the regular and the top sides. On the slides, it's the same. You can also do them front side or back side. So all the slides that I did until now, they were front side because I was facing forward to the obstacle that I was grinding. So imagine that I have a rail on this side. I can always just turn my back to the obstacle and grind and do the exact same grind. So those are the back sides. So you can do the backside royale, the backside unity, as you can see in the next clips. And there we go. we got like the front sides and the back sides. Obviously for these grinds, sometimes, let's imagine this. I'm calling a backside when I just spin 90 degrees into the rail, but I can obviously also spin 270, which is the hard way around, and also lock in a backside position. So that would be a 270 backside or a 270 backside unity. And that's it, but you could also do a 270 into a front side, but we'll get there. Until here, all the tricks, they were specific for sole tricks and for slides. Now we're gonna get into the tricks that can be obviously done either on a slide or on a sole trick. Let's start with these big ones here, regular and switch. What's regular and switch? Let me give you an example. If I usually slide with my left foot in front, I will be doing a front side like this, going in your direction. But imagine that I want to do the exact same trick, but with the opposite foot in front. That would be a switch front side. Or let me show you the top side as an example. Other tricks that can be done either on a slide or on a grind are the grab tricks. On inline skates, there's a lot of tricks, there's a lot of grinds that are done with one foot only. On one-footed tricks, you can always do them either grabbed or non-grabbed. Some people prefer to grab them, some people prefer to not grab them. You have the option, but at least now you know that the tricks can be grabbed or not. So, here we go. Boom, boom. Talking about spinning into tricks, that's what we spoke before. Now, spinning into tricks. We already know that if we go forward and spin 180 degrees, can be the true spin or it can be the alley-oop. If we just spin 90, that would be the backside, as an example, on the slides. What about if I go backwards and do alpha spin, fakie 180 degrees, from backwards to forwards into the grind? Well, there's two sides that I can spin. If I have the rail on my left side, I can come backwards and spin facing forward to the rail. And that would be a INSPIN. If I go backwards and if my chest turns into the rail, into the grind, that would be an INSPIN. But I could also have the rail here, I look this way and I spin the other way around. That would be a out spin. So now we know that we have in-spins and out-spins, and usually in-spins, we say in-spin and out-spin when we go backwards and do a fake 180, or when the rotation is bigger than 180. So as an example, here, if I'm going to be doing a 270 into a frontside grind, when I do a 270 into a frontside grind, imagine if the rail is here on this side, I need to spin, and then while I'm here, I can imagine the in-spin. So from here to there will be an in-spin. So this will be an in-spin 270 frontside grind. So I guess you guys understand the in-spins and out-spins. And the in-spins and out-spins work for every rotation. It doesn't matter, as long as it's more than 180, all you need to see it's when it's from backwards to the grind. Is chest facing forward to the rail or is back facing to the rail? Depending on that, then it's an in-spin or a out-spin. Now there are other tricks that have very unique names. You could call them something different after what I just said, something like a topside maku. A topside maku is usually known as a fish brain, or a topside mizu, it's known as a sweat stance. You can also do an alley-oop topside mizu. No one says alley-oop topside mizu, everyone calls it kind grind. But if you do say alley-oop topside mizu, or if you do say topside mizu, or if you do say topside maku, people will know what you're talking about. But I guess these are the 3 exceptions to the names, other than the regular names that I'm talking about here. Now, there are other tricks that are not that common. Let's call it like the rare grinds. Tricks that people don't do them that much. Imagine, when we spoke about the slides, we spoke about using the grind blocks. But if you look at this skate, you see that there's other grinding surfaces, such as the space between the first and second wheel and the space between the third and 4 wheels. Those create different channels. And if you do grind between the first and second wheels, you can call them the channel 11 tricks. I can show you some channel 11 backside. But you can imagine all the tricks being done here. I can't do them, but they can be done. The same when you grind between the third and 4 wheel. Those are the channel 33. And in this clip, you can just see a front side. But all the other tricks that you might imagine, they can also be done. So it's up to you to use your creativity and obviously skill. You know the name? Now, go and get them. Now that we're talking about not so common grinds or not so common ways to grind, there are also not so common ways to spin. So we spoke about the in-spins and out-spins, but these tricks can also be done the illusion way. What's an illusion in-spin or an illusion out-spin? Remember the in-spin? Remember that I had to spin turning my chest into the rail and then do the grind? Now imagine if I'm gonna do that, but instead of looking over my left shoulder to spin left, imagine if I'm looking over my right shoulder and then I'm gonna spin this way. So that would be called an illusion. I kind of tried to give you some examples. I'm not very good at it, but here's some examples. Now, other tricks which are a little bit more simple but can be also visually super cool, it's the mad spin. Mad spin is basically, imagine if those are your feet, if before you're jumping, you turn one foot, you roll backwards and then you jump from that backwards foot into the trick. Something like this. And then there's one more. There's one more that I want to speak about, and let me just take my pen because there's one more here. If you remember here, there's one that I didn't put the red line underneath, and that's the hurricane. Well, what's a hurricane? Hurricane is when you go forward and you spin 360 into a topside trick. Usually you will be doing like a hurricane fishbone or a hurricane topsail, hurricane top acid, whatever. Hurricane, it's a full rotation. You can spin more than 360 if you want, or if you can, into a topside trick. But you need to spin in spin. So if I have the rail on this side, if I do spin like this, you will see the last 180, my chest spins into the rail, and then I would lock. Like that would be a hurricane topsail. So, you know, in-spin 360 topsail can also be called hurricane topsail. I'm pretty sure there will be other names for other things out there, but if you just know what I try to teach you with this video, I guess you're gonna know all the trick names that you need to know. There will always be different tricks that people create, something like this. Do you have a name for this? And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something with this video. If you have a friend who's starting to skate, show them this video. Hopefully they will learn the name of the tricks. And that's it, man. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more skate content. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me some thumbs up. If you didn't like it, well, you can give me some thumbs down. Let me know what you didn't like about this video. And like I always say, more important than anything else, just don't forget why we all started skating. And that is because it's fun. Cheers and see you soon. One last thing. I'm sorry that I couldn't do all the tricks, but I did try. I'm just not too good at 360s. I'm sorry.